building relationship by applying act of listening. This is something I want to explore today. You may think, I listen because I want to learn something. That's true. You listen because you are curious about particular subject. But you also listen to build trust and intimacy. You can reflect. Wherever your relationships are healthy, you may observe that in those relationships you end up listening a lot more than other relationships. And you may also discover in some of the relationships where things are not working out, be it personal or professional, you may realize maybe at one end or maybe at both the ends, listening is something which is missing. Now, how can we improve our listening skill? Now, before talking about how to improve, I believe you already have a listening skill. You apply those skills in some context and you end up not applying them in many contexts. So, where do you apply? You apply listening when you believe other person is expert. Other person is speaking something very valuable. You end up listening. Now, this behavior you can use to listen to others where you want to improve the relationship as well. When you start believing the other person may have something to share which you don't know, and you are curious about his or her story, if you make that belief, make that note in your mind, it will improve your listening. You may also realize the second reason, you start listening to the people where you don't have to judge them because you already trusted them. You already have an image of those individuals in your head, and now whatever they are saying, you are listening. Now the reverse is, when you don't have an established image of other individuals, you parallelly evaluating them. So whenever you are listening, you are trying to judge, okay, how is this guy, what he is saying, does it really make sense, is he an expert or not an expert? So you end up listening less when you are evaluating that person in parallel. Now you can use the same technique. You can improve your listening by keeping your judgments aside. Now, I'm sitting with this guy and I need to influence him for my professional or personal goals. I definitely want to listen to him and keep my judgment deferred for a later stage. Let's observe the third behavior. Your listening may get interrupted when you are trying to prove yourself to the other guy. You may observe in a good relationship when you don't have to prove to the other guy, you end up listening because you are not in a hurry of clarifying your position or proving that you are the smart person or a right person because your energy is not going there. Now, where things are not working out, there is a possibility that you are always in urge of proving yourself right, proving yourself expert, knowledgeable or something. So as soon as the effort of your mind starts going into proving yourself, the energy starts going out from listening. So you can improve listening by keeping your proving agenda away. You can defer it. You can say, as of now, I just want to listen because I know by listening I build trust and intimacy. So I just need to listen. The fourth behavior, which you may observe in your current listening and relationship as well, you listen well when your mind is not occupied. Say you go home, you are fresh, everything, the day was great, you end up listening to your kids very well. But when you are going home, you are already tired, thinking of so many other areas and business and other stuff. And at that point in time, whatever your kid may say, you may not end up listening. So when your mind is full of distractions, your listening goes down. Now there are theories which tells that human can speak around 200 words in a minute, but human mind can process around 500 words per minute. So even in a normal stage when you are having a conversation, you have some extra capacity available. And that extra capacity sometimes get used in some distractions. You may start looking here and there or start thinking something in your head. And if that thought starts attracting more energy, you end up listening less. So you understand that when I am not distracted, I listen more. When my mind is not occupied, I end up listening more. So I use this to improve my listening. I improve my listening by giving complete attention to the speaker. I may have extra brain capacity. I apply that extra brain capacity also observing maybe the other clues which are coming from the speaker. You observe his eye movements, hand movements and other stuff which makes you listen more to the person by observing his body language. So these are the 4 areas I am sharing based on my experience, and I do believe just by doing an analysis of where you listen more and where you listen less, you can find out more ideas for yourself. Personally, I do believe that listening is not that easy. It consumes energy, and you may want to decide where you want to listen and where you don't want to listen. I am not a believer of that you have to listen everywhere, but I am also a firm believer of you need to listen when you want to influence someone, because only by knowing, only by listening, you can find out the right questions and you can lead or influence them to get something which you want. So, improve your listening skills.